You guys had a little time to get prepared for this. What this Temple present?
Yeah, Temple always. It's funny, Coach Dunphy's teams. They're pretty similar, even though the faces change. He has a certain style of play that's a low turnover offense. They lead the nation in fewest turnovers. I believe it's 8 a game, but I know they're number one in the nation in that. That tends to be a common thread. Even John Chaney's teams had that with Temple. They really try to beat you off the dribble. They're a really good pick and roll team. Their big guys can shoot. It's been pretty much the case with them for the last few years, even though some of their names have changed. They've played an unbelievably tough schedule. I thought we played a tough schedule when you look at who they played in. It's Utah, Butler, North Carolina. All three of them might be in the top 10, as well as at Wisconsin, which is like going to triple root canal. So they're much better than their record. Much better than their record states. And that's pretty much always the case with Coach Dunphy's teams. They tend to play a really tough schedule early in the year and to try to get them ready for conference play. So I don't think that that they're going to be intimidated, or the environment or anything like that will be a factor for them because of the schedule they play.
Their low turnover tendency, is that just a style of play thing, or is there got to be more to it than that?
Oh no! It's good coaching, but ball move. The more you try to pass the ball, and this is just a basketball thing. Even like Golden State, who people would say is the best team in the NBA, they're a high turnover team because the more you try to pass the ball and be efficient, the more you lend yourself to possibly turning the ball over. The more your guards dominate the ball, and the fewer passes you throw, you tend to be a lower turnover team, just less opportunity to turn it over. And it's just a choice, it's just different styles of coaching offense.
What has impressed you most about Jacob Evans so far?
His mental game. I knew that he was physically gifted. I don't think he's anywhere near where he's going to be when he gets a little nastier and a little more confident and attacks the basket more. Right now, I think he settles for too many jump shots. Mm-hmm. Not that because he can, but there's shots he can make. But as you know, he doesn't miss free throws, so I'd like him to go to the basket more, get fouled more. But I think that to answer your question, his mental game. The one thing you don't realize in recruiting is we see these kids a limited amount of times. You can only see a kid a maximum of 7 times during a school year. Mm-hmm. And you get times in July where you can see them. But July is not indicative of a mental, it's pickup. They say AAU and they get uniforms, but it's pickup. There's no such thing as help defense in AAU. So, and there's no scouting reports, to say the least. So, the mental aspect of basketball, which is huge, of what I would call real basketball, with scouting reports, defense, zones, changing defenses, coaching. A lot of kids surprise you in different ways. Some of them, they may have had no coaching, but they're great at it. It's just because they're smart and they have aptitude. Jacob had great high school coaching, but he's got tremendous aptitude.
So just pick things up quickly?
Yeah. No, I said that about Kenyon Martin. When I had a chance to coach him, when the scouts used to always ask questions, general managers in his case, talk to GMs when you get the #1 pick. They would come through practice, and I worked with the big guys his senior year. The most impressive thing to every person that evaluated him in a practice setting was his court awareness, his floor awareness, his aptitude, how in tune he was with the game mentally. And that is a rare thing. Where a kid really understands everything the coach is saying, and he's able to help his teammates. He's at a plane of understanding where he's helping his teammates get in the right spot. Jacob does that as a freshman.
How long did it take before you saw that?
We took a couple practices. When you get a kid in a practice setting and you start to teach things, Some of them it could take 2 years. The rare guy it takes 2 days, and that's when you know.
Was he a 2-day guy?
Yeah. And those are the guys that people think, well, why does this guy play more than that guy? Why did Rashad Bishop play for 4 years and was my first 4 years led us in minutes played because he played smart. He had great toughness too, but he also played very smart. So I mean that's by far the most impressive thing. But I do like when he scores.
Do you? I guess these guys know this. Do you say anything to them about conference play starting? You usually divide the season into 3 parts, and this is the second part.
The guys understand it that it's post Christmas now, and we obviously left a couple on the table that we could have put in the bank as far as building your profile. But for us, it's just trying to improve. We've been trying to build a style of play with our offense and being a better offensive team this year. And then along the way, we've had to clean some things up defensively. Obviously, rebounding's been an issue. Defensive rebounding's been an issue for us. So the 2 areas, I talk to our guys about what we need to improve upon and what we've done. We've done a good job of 17 assists a game. That's why our scoring's up. But conversely, I think we're 105th maybe in defensive rebounding and 84th or something in turnovers. Those are our 2 areas where I know we can improve. Those you start talking about players kind of are who they are. But there's areas where you can improve as a team, and defensive rebounding and turnovers are 2 areas where I know we're capable of improving.
Before the last game, you talked about wanting to get Justin in a little bit more and just, if nothing else, spell Troy a little bit. He only got 2 minutes against Iowa State, but as much about the game and the situation as anything else.
Well, it's when you get your chance to play, you've got to be able to go in there and make sure you don't give up baskets. Is number one. It doesn't matter who you are. When you're coming off the bench, you've got to build on your minutes and earn more trust as a younger player. And in Justin's case, it's tough for him because Troy's our best player right now. Overall, he's the guy that we need on the floor the most. I think 13,000 people in the stands don't want me to take him out ever. It would probably be a consensus. So it's not that they can't play together some either. But when you're in a situation like Justin's in, you just got to keep battling to earn your minutes. And when you get them, it's tough because you got a guy sitting over there, whether it's Farad's a senior or Kevin and Troy or third-year players that maybe aren't as prone to mistakes as you are. But again, I think he's going to help us a lot more than he has in certain games because I think our pace of play is something we've worked hard at, and something I'm definitely committed to pushing the ball. He's our best guy at pushing the ball. And that being said, you gotta play. You got to play your bench when you play that way. I look in our league and I think that to win the league, our biggest advantage would be if we could be the deepest team in the league. So we work with him every day, just trying to eliminate his mistakes. Got to get him more thinking assist, defense, assist, create, so he can build on his minutes.